Dear students, in this video I am going to explain how to find the center of mass of a continuous mass distribution. Center of mass of a continuous mass distribution. For a particle system, the center of mass, the coordinates of center of mass is given by sigma mi ri bar, where I runs from 1 to m divided by sigma m I, where I runs from 1 to n. In the case of continuous mass distribution, the center of mass can be located by replacing summation sign, that is sigma sign, with an integral sign. So xc is equal to xc is x coordinate of center of mass. X coordinate of center of mass is equal to integral x dm by integral dm. Integral x dm by integral dm. Here, integral dm means sum of the masses of all elements. Sum of the masses of all elements. All elements means that is nothing but total mass. This is equal to 1 by m of integral x dm. Here, dm is mass of the element and x is its distance from the origin with respect to which center of mass is to be calculated. Center of mass is to be calculated. For example, this is a rod, uniform rod, which lies along x-axis, whose one end is at x is equal to 0, other end is at x is equal to L. It lies on the x-axis, whose one end is at x is equal to 0 and other end is at x is equal to L. Now, I consider a small element of mass dm. Small element of mass dm. This is an element of length dx and its mass is dm. Okay, mass of this element is dm. Its distance from x is equal to 0 is x. And length of this element is dx. Length of this element is dx. Okay, so in this equation, dm is mass of the element and x is the distance of that element from the point with respect to which its center of mass is to be calculated. Okay, next, yc. yc is equal to integral y dm divided by integral dm. Integral dm means total mass of that distribution. So 1 by m integral y dm. Similarly, zc is equal to integral z dm by integral dm. Integral dm means total mass and integral z dm. Here x, y and z are the distances of that element of mass dm from the point with respect to which center of mass is to be calculated. Okay. Okay, Nana? Note, if if the object lies on x-axis, if the object lies on x-axis, then the elementary mass of any elementary mass of the object has only x coordinate but not y and z coordinates. Okay, this is lying on x-axis now. This mass is distributed symmetrically about x-axis now. So we can't define the distance of this element along y-axis, along z-axis. So y z are 0 means yc and zc are 0. So if the object lies on x-axis, yc is equal to 0 and zc is also equal to 0. Now, by using this concept, let us find center of mass of uniform rod. So first one, center of mass of uniform rod. Center of mass of uniform rod. Consider a uniform rod of mass m and length L. Consider a uniform rod of mass m and length L is lying along the x-axis with its one end at x is equal to 0 and the other end at x is equal to L. This end is at x is equal to 0. This end is at x is equal to L. Its mass is m and length is L. Okay, so consider a uniform rod of mass capital M and length capital M. Now consider an element of mass dm. The mass is distributed continuously along that length. So I consider a small element of mass dm. This is an element of length dx, and this element is at a distance x from the end x is equal to 0. That element is at a distance x from the end x is equal to 0 and the thickness of that element is dx. Now, how do you find that mass of that element? How do you find mass of that element? Mass of that element is bm. How do you find it? So since the thickness of rod is uniform, let us find first mass per unit length. So for L length, mass is m. For L length, mass is m. For dx length, mass is dm. And then the dm is equal to m dx by L. M into dx by L. That is dm. That is dm. Now substitute this dm in this formula. Therefore, xc is equal to integral x dm divided by integral dm. This is equal to x is distance of the element of mass dm from the point with respect to which center of mass is going to be calculated. Okay, here it is x. Integral x into dm. Dm is m by L dx divided by integral dm means that is total mass is m. And what are the limits? Here it is very clear that x is variable. x when the element is near this end, x is 0. When the element is near this end, x is equal to L. So the distance of that element varies from 0 to L. The distance of that element varies from 0 to L. Therefore, the limits are 0 and L. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is L. This is equal to 1 by m of here m L constant na. So m by L is taken out from the integration 0 to L x dx. Mm gets cancelled here. This is equal to 1 by L into integral x dx formula x square by 2 x square by 2 0 to L. This is equal to 1 by L into substitute upper limit in the place of x L square by 2. L gets cancelled. This is equal to L by 2. So the distance of the x coordinate of center of mass of the thin rod, which is placed along the x-axis, is at a distance L by 2 from the end x is equal to 0. So exactly at the middle of the rod, its center of mass is located. Its center of mass is located. And since it is placed along the x-axis, it is symmetric along the x-axis. Its y coordinate of its center of mass and z coordinate of its center of mass are equal to 0. Are equal to 0. Therefore, the coordinates of center of mass of uniform rod lying along x-axis are L by 2 comma 0 comma 0. If the rod lies along y-axis, 0 comma L by 2 comma 0. If the rod lies along z-axis, 0 comma 0 comma L by 2. Okay, Nana? So you should remember that the center of mass of a uniform thin rod is located at its center. At its center. Okay, Nana? This is the derivation in the case of next center of mass of uniform semicircular ring. Center of mass of uniform semicircular ring. Okay. Consider a semicircular ring of mass m and length L. Consider a uniform wire. Consider a thin uniform wire. A thin uniform wire of mass m and length L. Of mass m and length L is bent in the form of a semicircle of radius r. Of radius r. This is a semicircle A thin wire is bent in the form of a semicircle. Of radius r. This is the center of the base. This is the center of the base. Center of the base. Okay, this is a wire. This is a wire, and the radius is r. Now, the axis passing through the center, about which the ring is symmetric, semicircular ring is symmetric, is vertical axis. Vertical axis, about that axis, the ring is symmetric. The ring is symmetric. Okay, and this is x-axis. This is y-axis. Okay, this is mass of the ring. Mass of the ring is distributed along the circumference of the semicircular ring. Okay, here there is no mass here. This is the just base. There is no mass. Mass is distributed. Whole mass is distributed along the semicircular circumference of the ring. Okay, consider a mass dm. This is an element of mass dm, which subtends an angle. This mass subtends an angle d theta at the center of the base. D theta at the center of the base. D theta, and this ring, this element makes an angle theta with the base. Theta with the base, and this element subtends an angle d theta at the center of the base. Okay, understood now? For length L, this is the length of the ring is L, and mass is M. For length L, mass is M. For length, this is the length. This is the length dl. Mass dm. For length d, this is the arc, circular arc of length dl. For dl length, for dl length, dl means here it is radius r into d theta. R into d theta. Radius into angle made by the arc at the center is length of the arc. So r d theta is dm, and that dm is equal to m r d theta by L. M r d theta by L. Now, what is L? L is equal to pi r. L is equal to pi r. Okay. The length of the semicircular ring is L. Semicircle means its length is pi r in terms of radius. This is equal to m r by pi r into d theta. R gets cancelled. M by pi r into r d theta. So that is equal to m by pi d theta. M by pi d theta. Dm. Now this dm is at a height dy, at a height y. Okay. This is one element, this is another element, this is another element, this is another, and so on. So this element is at a height y from the x-axis. from the x-axis, and this element is symmetric about y-axis. Symmetric about y-axis. Okay. This element is at the height y. This element is at the height y from the x-axis, and that element makes an angle theta with the base. Okay. Now yc is equal to integral y dm by integral dm. This is equal to integral y, integral y means y by r is sin theta. This is r na. This length is r na. This length is r na. So y by r is equal to sin theta. Y is r sin theta into dm. M by pi d theta divided by integral dm means m. And here theta is variable. This theta varies from, okay, if this element is near this end, theta 0, the same element is near this end, theta is 180. This theta is 180. And this element is near this end, this theta is equal to 180. If the same element is near this end, this theta becomes 0. This element lies here, theta 0. Here, this theta is 180. So 0 to pi. 180 means pi radians na, 0 to pi. This is equal to 1 by m into 1 by m into here also m pi r constant. M r by pi constant. Integral 0 to pi sin theta d theta. Here m gets cancelled. This is equal to r by pi into, for sin theta d theta it is cos theta. For sin theta, integral sin theta minus cos theta, sorry. Integral sin theta minus cos theta. For differentiation cos theta, for integration minus cos theta. Minus cos theta. Integral sin theta d theta is minus cos theta. This is equal to r by minus r by pi into, first substitute upper limit, minus is taken out, so cos theta, cos pi minus cos 0. First substitute upper limit in the place of theta, then lower limit 0. This is equal to minus r by pi into cos pi minus 1, cos 180 minus 1 minus cos 0 1. So minus of minus 2 into minus plus 2, this is equal to 2r by pi. 2r by pi. So the center of mass, the y-coordinate of center of mass of semicircular ring, when the ring is placed symmetric about y-axis, is 2r by pi. So yc is 2r by pi means this is c and the distance is 2r by pi. And what about xc and zc? Here the ring is placed symmetrically about y-axis. Therefore, xc and zc are 0. In the previous case, rod is placed along the x-axis. It is symmetric about x-axis. Therefore, its yc, zc 0. Similarly, here ring is symmetric about y-axis. Therefore, its xc, zc are equal to 0. Therefore, the center of mass of a uniform semicircular ring is at a distance 2r by pi on the symmetrical axis from the center of the base. From the center of the base. Okay. Center of the base. 2r by pi. This is very, very important result. 2r by pi. The center of mass of a semicircular ring is at a height 2r by pi on the axis of symmetry from the center of the base. From the center of the base.